Tube, it's Louise the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you are well. I'm still sat at the top of my stairs talking about books. I know, what a funny thing to do in an afternoon, but it has been very enjoyable. I hope you don't mind. So yes, I keep on recording these videos. I was sent through a parish notice on my phone, so I have to say thank you so much to Jen from Today in Jen's Library, who sent me a parish notice, which made me laugh. And every time I read it, it makes me laugh. So she says she wanted to say a huge thanks to Josephine, who recently reorganised the food pantry. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we are all grateful that she's moved both the unidentifiable and for specific use only items to a more appropriate place. It gets me every time. So thank you so much, Jen, for that parish notice. I completely agree with you. Josephine does such sterling work in the parish, and she's just not recognised. And yes, it's always fun, the food pantry, but yes, thank you so much for that. So thank you to Jen for that parish notice. I'm here with my second half of my book haul. So my last book haul that I showed you were the books that I bought for myself on my birthday. And thoroughly good they are too. And I'm going to show you the book again because it's giving me the tingles. Yes, it was The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. These are other books that I have been picking up recently. So these weren't birthday specific. They were ones that I have just picked up recently. Let me show you some. The first one, I think, bizarrely enough, everybody seems to have been buying this. Now, I bought this at the end of April and hadn't heard about it before. And then in the following weeks, I have seen quite a few people haul it. It has been reduced in quite a lot of places, and I wonder whether that has made people, it's caught people's eyes. Also, it is such a fabulous cover with that bright colour. So it's Mad Girl, Happy Life with a Mix-Up Mind. It is by Bryony Gordon. Now, I hadn't heard of Bryony Gordon before because I'm not a Telegraph, the Telegraph newspaper. I'm not a Telegraph reader, so I hadn't heard about her, but she's a hugely successful columnist for the Telegraph, a best-selling author and a happily married mother of an adorable daughter. My word. But she also has OCD, Bryony Gordon does, and this is her story about how she deals with life, and she apparently shares her story with warmth, humour and jaw-dropping honesty, which is how I like people to share their story. So I shall give this a go, because I do like these kind of books, and it just sounds like it's not going to be a completely serious and depressing tale, but it will help me understand the people that have OCD, or understand her who has OCD, I don't know. I picked this one up. This was a real whim for me. It's Susan Hill's The Woman in Black, the classic English ghost story. I have never read it. I know the story, of course. I've watched the film. Daniel Radcliffe thought it was fab. And I knew the story anyway because somehow it's a familiar tale. It's almost like it's one of those stories that we are aware of, that's just actually almost like a community story. It's a myth that we all know. But I remember the film being very atmospheric and good, and I thought, I'm in the mood for a ghost story, and I haven't read this one, and it's a lovely edition. It's a lovely vintage edition, so I thought I'd give that a go. I saw this in a charity bookshop. I've still got the sticker on it. It was 50p. Was it 50p or was it 99p? No, it was 99p. That was crazy. And it is Wolf Brother by Michelle Paver. This is the first in the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness. So this is, I think, for teenagers. I think it is set for teenagers. And it is... How is that? Torak is alone, wounded, terrified and on the run. An outcast like his father, he has avoided all contact with the clans. But now his father lies dead, slaughtered by a demon in the form of a great bear. So Wolf Brother carries you back thousands of years to the ancient darkness of the forest, to a world steeped in natural magic and elemental terror, a world in which trusting a friend means risking your life. So I think that sounds really good, so I shall be giving that a go. I know quite a few people that have read the entire series and really rate it, and they're grown-ups, and they feel it's one of those kind of time-honoured tales. So I saw it for £1 and I thought I'll have that. Whose channel did I see this for? Somebody, I watched it recently, and they talked about A Reunion of Ghosts by Judith Claire Mitchell. I hadn't heard. It struck a chord. I had heard of it somewhere, or I'd read about it somewhere. Can't remember what. And they said that they'd read it recently and really enjoyed it. And I want to say Emma was talking about it, but maybe it wasn't. But somebody. Who are you? Who has it been reading it? It doesn't really say what it's about. It's kind of like, it's about a family who could be seen as having a curse on them. They're a very intelligent family that have invented lots of scientific discoveries. I want to say, not the atom bomb, but something else. But there's a lot of suicides that are connected in a family. And it's 3 sisters. Yeah, so it's about 3 sisters, and it's kind of like a 350-page suicide note, but it's not dark, or it is dark, but there is humour in it as well. But not making an awful lot of sense. I'm not trying to in some ways. That's good, isn't it? Because I don't want to know too much about it. I do want to go into it quite blind. But I remember listening to it and thinking, oh, that sounds really good. And then I saw it in the clearance section in Waterstones for £3. And I thought, that was that book. So I'm going to read that. So I'll read this soon and let you know exactly what it was about, or whether I should let you know. Anyway, so there's that. I've seen this on Eleanor Reed's Books channel, A Boy Made of Blocks. She had the hardback. She actually had a much better cover than the paperback, by Keith Stewart. He's a journalist who writes for The Guardian, and he's their games writer, so he deals an awful lot with computer games and gaming industry. And this is a book about a family growing up with an autistic boy who's obsessed with Minecraft. Now, the reason that affected me is because I have a lad who's not autistic, but who is obsessed with Minecraft and has been. He's 9 now, and since he was 5, he's played Minecraft and is still passionate about Minecraft. And I feel like I've lived in a Minecraft world for the last 4 years. So this is the first novel that I've heard about that actually I really will understand everything about noobs and mods and everything. I mean, there is a series of children's books called Elementia, and which my son has devoured, and we have to read. And as I know all about creepers and oh yes, I'm well versed in the Minecraft world. So I thought that'd be really good. So it'd be really interesting to read about Minecraft from an adult's perspective, from a father's perspective. So yeah, that's why I've picked that one up. Otherwise, it wouldn't normally interest me, that book, but that one did. I saw it reduced as well. I have started collecting the books in the Changeling series by Nalini Singh. So I have completely read all her Guild Hunter books, and I'm waiting for the next one to be released in September. But this looks like this is a finished series, and it's the Changeling series. This is number 2 in it, Visions of Heat. So paranormal romance. This is the second one, and I just happened to be wandering through and saw Caressed by Ice by Nalini Singh. So this is the 3rd in the series. So paranormal romances. This one looks like it's a different couple with each one, and I shall be giving those a go. So they're kind of really good books that I can, if I feel a little bit and I need something to pick me up, or I'm in that kind of mood, that I could reach for these. No, if quite sure that I know what Nalini is going to give me. A fun time. Oh yes. I treated myself to this, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Now this has both Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass in one book. It's a lovely vintage classic edition. I really like the vintage classics editions for the children's. I mean, there's various ranges, isn't there? Various editions and collections, and I mean, the Puffin classics are lovely as well. But I do like these editions, and I'm quite tempted to go and start collecting them. I have read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but it was a long time ago. I haven't read it recently, and there is so much talk about it on BookTube in particular. but I just thought I haven't read it for ages, and I thought I saw it and it was quite reasonable. This is only £5.99, so I thought that was quite reasonably priced. And I thought I must, if I put it on my shelf, I put it on my shelf in my bedroom, then I will actually pick it up soon, and it'd be one of those that I'll surprise myself reading it as an adult, probably, to see how I feel about it. And the last book I got, it's a bit of a chunker. It's a bit of a chunker. I really loved the edition of the hardback, but it was too expensive to buy as a hardback, considering I've never read anything by this author before. It's a kind of thriller horror set in Sweden. And I thought, no, and I've not seen the hardback anywhere at a reduced price. So and then I saw the paperback up for sale at a reduced price, and it is The Crow Girl by Erik Axsund. So this is The Crow Girl. So the cover of the hardback was just so gruesome and looked brilliant. I don't know anybody that's read it. I don't know anybody on BookTube that's read it. I've seen quite a few people haul it, but I haven't seen anybody actually say that they've read it. So it is, as I say, it's a Swede. Is it Swedish? Swedish. I want to say Swedish. Just when I find out it's not Swedish. Yes. I was right. So Erik Axsund is a pseudonym for two authors who have been friends and collaborators for years. This one did get a lot of praise internationally when it came out, and I just thought, it's a nice big chunky thriller. And I was really in the mood for it when I saw it, and I keep looking at it and I keep picking up, thinking, I'm gonna go for that. But I will read the passage first as my horror, and then I shall pick this one up. So I shall treat myself to this after I finish the passage, I think. That's what I'll do. Or I might keep it for holidays. Later in the year, in August. You might come on holiday with me. Would you like that? Yes, I'd like. Okay. So there we go. That's it, BookTube. Those are the new books that I've got recently. They're great ones, aren't they? I know, you're a bit jealous. I can tell. And all my lights going a bit here. This might have to be the last video I filmed today, sitting at the top of the stairs. Quite comfortable though, I quite like it. Quite friendly. But there we go. Obligatory stack of books. I will leave all the details about the books that I have mentioned today. I'll leave the names and the authors, so that if you fancy any of them and you want to know what it was I was talking about, you can look them up and get them in for yourself. So there we go, BookTube. It's been lovely. Hope you've had a nice time, and let's do this again. Bye.